we have done everything. But if the result is not in our favor, it's not okay. Fine, it's okay. That's another way, that's another method or another attempt, whatever may be. But other way around, if you're not doing your day-to-day works, if you're not doing the small things correct, and if you're not doing what we already planned to do, that disappointment will be like more hurting than even just not achieving the target. Because why I'm saying you is, everyone will be facing exams, everyone will be having questions about what you're going to do, what you're going to achieve, or what there will be many plans. There will be like advice from your teachers, advice from your parents, advice from friends. You'll be having your own opinion also. But my advice or my suggestion will be that whatever you want to do, you please do. But make sure that each and every point you get that advice from your elders. Respect elders, because I will again, I will say that please remember this date, please remember me also, please remember what I'm saying. Because 10 years later, definitely you will understand this, that okay, if at all நம்ம இவங்க சொன்னதை நம்ம கேட்டிருந்தா நம்ம இந்த மாதிரி பெட்டரா இருந்திருக்கோமோ, definitely the thought would definitely will occur. That's why my urge will be that you do whatever you want, but before doing that, get the right advice from the right people. And if you when in the process of achieving a larger target, make sure that you don't miss the small processes day-to-day life. Because as I said that, again I'm saying that the goal or the end result doesn't matter at all, because no one knows what is going to happen tomorrow. But one thing we can be sure that today we have given our best, and today when you go to sleep, we are very satisfied with what we do, and we are very satisfied with what we have done, and we will leave the rest and we'll face it when it occurs. So this is my humble request. So again, I'll just say the few points, take home points. The first thing, do whatever you do, but make sure that you are comfortable in what you're doing. Second thing, have a target, have a goal, but more than the goal, more than the target, the process matters a lot. Do the small things correctly, because small things doing consistently, if you do consistently the small things correct, the larger things will automatically fall into place. I thank the opportunity again. I thank my teacher for giving this opportunity. I hope this was very useful. Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Shankar. And after Vignesh Rajendran's speech, we will open the floor for the question and answer session. If you can wait for 5 or 10 minutes after his speech, you can answer to few questions, and then you can continue with your OPD. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I'll wait.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will for sure follow your words. Thank you for sharing your precious time with us. Now, I call another star of the day, Dr. V. Vignesh Rajendran, Government Stanley Medical College and Hospital. He was the former academic secretary of the Stanley Medical College, a proud alumnus of the DAV Gopalapuram.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Vignesh.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm Dr. V. Vignesh Rajendran from Government Stanley Medical College. It is truly a great honor and privilege to be invited to this meet. So thank you, Mr. Madhavan sir, and the esteemed faculty of this great institution. In this day and age where we doctors, we face so much criticism, and we get so many brickbats on a daily basis. Such small and beautiful gestures is actually what keeps us going on, and actually is what keeps us sticking. Small stuff like this is what gives us an extra bit of motivation to wake up each morning and to serve patients in an honest way. So thank you all for this opportunity. So let me start by just quoting a very beautiful line that I read yesterday. All teachers teach. Some teachers make us think. A very select handful of teachers inspire us. And Mr. Madhavan sir, my former biology teacher and class teacher for 2 years, was somebody who actually inspired me to greater heights. He inspired me to be a better person and to be a doctor and to be what I am today. If I am where I am right now, sir has a big role to play in that. And before I start off about my topic or talking about Doctors Day, I just want to share a small incident that happened in my life, of which Madhavan sir was a very big part of, and I'm sure he remembers it very well. So yeah, he's always smiling. So the thing about this incident, this has happened after my 12th exams. As you all know, I did my schooling in 11th like in both 11th and 12th in DAV Matriculation School. And I took biology. Both my parents were doctors, and that inspired me to be a doctor too. And of course, I knew how tough it was to crack the state board exams to get a really high cutoff. What the 3,000 students, fighting it out for 200 odd seats. The odds are always stacked against us. But being in a great school with great faculty, we did believe in ourselves, and we did have a sense of confidence in our achievements. So we all followed the teachers' advices, the daily assignments, daily homeworks, the daily tests, revisions, exams. All these really shaped us into a better student, definitely. And then the exams came, and we all gave a really good attempt. The exams were a bit tough in our batch of physics. The physics paper was particularly tough. And but what really changed my aspect about the world was a biology paper. The paper at the outset was actually a very easy paper. But like how Shankar sir told, the MCQs is what really changes the fortunes of every student studying for the exams. Because losing that 1 mark is going to make all the difference in the world. Because being 1 mark behind means being 1,000 seats behind, and that's a really big price to pay for a mark. But that is how the system works, so they have to accept it. So there was a particular question in biology, the 28th question, if I'm not right. It went like so. There's something called like every plant has roots, and every root has a rhizodermis. So the rhizodermis usually has a long cell and a short cell, and the short cell is otherwise called as it's called a trichoblast, and the trichoblast actually has a B in it. So that is the actual spelling of a trichoblast. But I don't know what happened on that particular day, if there was a printing error or if the government really wanted to make it a tough question. Trichoblast was actually spelled as trichoplast. The B was replaced by a P. So, and me being me, always overthinking and not thinking straight, I thought it was a trick question, because the government, throws a trick question at us every few years. So I thought that it's a trick question. So trichoblast is different from trichoplast. So it has to be the other option. And the other option was also partially correct, because the hair cell has both a long cell and a short cell. So the long cell also was a correct option. But this question was there in the textbook backside also. So I guess 99% of the students in Tamil Nadu didn't even check the spelling. They all just blindly treated as trichoblast. And the Tamil spelling was also underneath it. And unfortunately, I didn't know Tamil properly at that point in my life, and that came to bite me back badly, because both B and P in Tamil is still per. So per is for both, like it's a common syllable for both B and P. So I guess 99% of the students in Tamil Nadu, they chose that option, and I was an unlucky one person who chose another partially correct option, which I thought was correct. And after the exam, I was really happy, and I just went to my students and I was like, guys, it was a trick question. What did you choose? I was really surprised, because no one except my brother thought it was a trick question. So that was when I knew that I'm going to lose 1 mark, and this is going to really screw up my life. And then we approached Madhavan sir, and then Madhavan sir told us that the answer key, according to the answer key, I would lose 1 mark. And then we went and approached the higher officials, who initially tried convincing us against pursuing this course of action. We told them that they can definitely award a grace mark for every student who was taking this question, because there was a spelling error. It's a factual mistake at the government, and they had to rectify it. And the government and the officials gave us a lot of hope, and they made us come and meet them. And they told us that you just submit the paper for recorrection, and we will do it for you. We'll give grace marks at everybody. Just give it for recorrection. So we fell for that particular word, and both me and my brother, we gave our papers to the government for recorrection, for the first recorrection. And on the day of the recorrection, my name was, after the results were posted, both my brothers and my name were nowhere in the top 1,000 list. We were we were totally shocked and surprised, and we were literally in tears. And then we realized that after the recorrection, the government had actually cut 10 marks for me and 8 marks for my brother. And 10 marks back in that day was like 10,000 ranks behind, which means that effectively ended my hopes of being a doctor. We were totally shattered, and we cried, and we didn't know what was going to happen to us. I thought it was the end of the world for me and my brother, because we really wanted to become good doctors like our parents. And then came Madhavan sir. He was always a second father figure to me, and of course the entire school was supportive, but he was somebody who stood out from the crowd. He was always there for us. He was not just a teacher; he was a father figure, and more than that, he was a friend. More than his class lessons, we learned so much from his life lessons. if 80% of his class was about biology, the 20% would be about life, about achieving what you want. It's about inculcating a good, good character. And he definitely played a big role in developing my particular batch of students. We are what we are because of what he did for us back in the day. And anyway, so coming to my story. So Madhavan sir told us that we'll try pursuing this again and we'll try submitting for a recorrection. But I was very pessimistic about it because no, because not once had this happened in the history of Tamil Nadu board exams. Nobody had ever submitted their papers for a second recorrection. Nobody even knew it was possible. So then my parents, they submitted petitions and through our school, and Madhavan sir was there with us throughout. And for the first time in the history of Tamil Nadu board exams, both my paper and my brother's paper was submitted for a second, recorrection. And the horror of horrors, they decided to check every line for the recorrection. They wanted to make sure that every line was perfect. And inside that room were my parents, Madhavan sir, and the government set of teachers. So you can actually imagine the tension that they all faced because it was the life of two students who had really worked hard for 2 years. And now it was in the hands of a few government officials, who were angry at us and were going to, check every line properly. Thankfully, Madhavan sir was there in the room, and he really made sure that like nothing untoward happened. Of course, we did work hard. Our papers were good, but to err is to be human, right? So every student will definitely make some mistake, but he made sure that the government didn't look too much into that. And finally, we were not awarded the extra mark. We just got the same mark, 199, and I ended up in Stanley. My brother ended up in PSG. So yeah, so I want to narrate this incident for two. I told this for two reasons. One is to explain to you that that hard work never fails, and if you really put in the hard work, and if you're really perseverant, and you're really determined to achieve what you want in life, no obstacle, no hurdle, and no mountain